Okay, hello. Uh, Welcome to today's analysis of the NQ. Um, it is Wednesday, 4th of March. Wednesday, spooky. What will the market do? Well, let's try and figure that out a bit. Right. So, to reference my last video, um, I was talking about a demand zone, an 8-hour demand zone that I was looking at, that we were playing around in. And I was talking about a very specific set of uh, signs that I was looking for, which we didn't really get. So let's take a look at the 8. So we're still in that zone. It's this area here. I'm going to hide market cipher now. So I was looking for this demand area to play out in a certain way in order to potentially come up to this supply. Um, we came up to a very little cheeky little area, front running 25,500 by just the smallest margin. Um, and we took out this wick, which gave us a reaction to come back into this area. And because of the PA that we had around here, because of structure, because of the vectors, also because of money flow, the more that we stay around this zone, the less convinced I am of a large retrace up. So we also had this, which was notable. It was a 12-hour gap that got cheekily tapped a couple of times, which led to another break of structure downwards in here. Um, Granted, we did come into what we would have to call external liquidity, but it's barely hanging on. Its validity and power is kind of waning for me. Obviously, this could still bring us up, but I feel like the probabilities are decreasing um, the more we do this kind of thing around here. Obviously, it still could happen. I'm just being very careful with any longs in this zone. Um, Definitely not jumping on the idea to come all the way up here right now. If we did, it would have different implications. You know, um, we would most likely spend time up here. Um, and even then, if we came up, I don't really know how. I'd have to look at it when it came up there. If it comes up there, it's a bit of a different situation. Right now, um, we've made another fresh 8-hour block here, which led to potential wash, but I think it's actually just a push down um, into this zone. Um, for a continuation, I mean, a good little zone might be 24, 930 area. You know, we could come up even up to here. Um, Breaking this 12-hour tap, um, I would be cautious with my trades because of what we have here. So if we did tap this, I could see us just kind of grinding up, um, you know, and then from there I'd have to see what the situation is. But this would be a more near-term bullish scenario for sure. Um, for a while, I've really had my eyes on this macro zone that we're precariously sitting above. Actually, you'll see here that change of character that I marked before, that large time frame change of character, was the area that gave this reaction, and it was also the area that made me um, wary of this demand zone. Um, Still could come up to this and play around. I mean, they have the space for it. Um, they have made the space for it, but they could also equally come down, change structure here, and then use this as a retrace zone, right? Like that's also possible, of course. Um, right now, I'm looking at lower in general, kind of macro-ish, kind of lower. We have this zone down here, daily breaker around 24, around 24K, VWAPs, and all of the other stuff down here. Um, yeah, money flow situation not looking amazing. We don't have many reference points for hidden money flow divs or anything like that. Um, the largest push down before that was kind of causal would have been this one here. Money flow was around here. We still have more that we can come down before we start referencing that point. Um, so I'd be looking at that. Really tiny grabs giving big results. Like we had this guy, um, just tiny little grab breaks huge structure. We had this guy, which was kind of confusing, but still grab breaking internal structure at the moment. So we're really looking for this point to be lost. Perhaps a swipe down into this after that. I wouldn't really be longing this guy getting taken, swing fails of this or anything. I mean, that's just could work out for you, but that's not something I'm interested in. I was going to say something. Let me think now. So I mean, this is still a valid supply zone, right? It's just how we get there that's important for me. Um, and contextually, I would like us at this stage now. I would like to see us print another, like a break of structure referencing the greater trend before having like a macro retracement up to this point, right? Coming up here right now would be it would be spelling a different story. But if we open the range down, right, change structure here, um, then we're essentially playing with high, low, um, high, lower high, sorry, and then lower low, and then kind of lower high kind of situation, right? Um, which would make more sense to me if we did come up here. They're either just pulling the piss and gonna just like do some mad range stuff forever, or we keep going up. But I think honestly we could roll over from here down into this zone. It's a bit more midterm stuff. Um, I am in a short kind of pseudo swing, not really swing. It's just kind of playing midterm stuff. I'm in a short from around here, this area. After I saw this cheeky maneuver, um, to take out this, but I'm still day trading as I do. Um, Today, what happened? Well, we had this going on with US yesterday. Did take that external point. I mean, it gave a reaction up internally, but yeah, not huge on this low, really. Um, we still have this to play with. Again, this is the level I mentioned earlier, 25 or 24,930 level. Could get a US swipe into that, pull back. But I mean, right now, a lot of things are just telling me that we need lower. So uh, keep my eye on that. US will be the one to decide that. I mean, for potential entries, for the context that I'm working in right now, as I said, we have this 8-hour block. It doesn't need to be the 8-hour candle close. That's not a vector. I mean, we can play lower time frames if you want to try and get an entry around here. Or even it could just front run it, right? But maybe entries aside, this green vector, oh, this green vector here, this 8-hour vector, getting consistent closes below like this point. Actually, it would be kind of a demand supply flip, right? Because you have this red line, 24,600. Like losing this point now, even no matter how they do it, but losing this point doesn't spell anything good to me. So you could play that. You could play losing the demand level, I guess, if that's something that happens. I'm just giving kind of an overview of what I see midterm. I'm not really going to be giving any signals or anything like that. Just trying to paint a picture of causality of price action and how it's unfolding. Okay, confluences. Let's go up to the top. Actually, I'll bring this down because it's easier. Yen. Oh, yen. What happened? Let's look at the 6-hour. I know there's a lot of things. Oh, remember, these are from my indicator video, the CTR indicator, which is the yen carry trade. I know this looks a bit confusing. This just means neutral, neutral, so nothing changed much in causality or implication to the stock market. Full bull div here, taking out this low, which as we remember is still nested within this change of character. And we came down to the point that we had this huge push up, which caused a large shift in the indicator. Definitely a point to be watching. It's also the value area high, value area low of this consolidation here, but more importantly, the value area high of this one, which did take greater liquidity before getting the push up. We also have had signs of actual demand coming in here, with this vector coming into a weekly order block. We got divs. The yen doesn't look as beautiful with divs. I've noticed it's not the same with divs on higher time frames. Obviously up to the 24, we got a nice full bull div. I think on other time frames as well. We got money flow divergences, and but mainly, look, I don't really use this as much with yen. I use the CTR and I use structure, mainly structure. Mainly structure and the indicator. It'll be interesting to see if yen holds this level. Breaking down lower and lower. I mean, even coming to this point, I'll have to pay a lot of attention to the indicator, because I mean it could signal a shift to coming into this zone here, which would be interesting. Not gonna lie, would be interesting. Yeah, we had nice clean dips here though between these 2 points. Anyway, as I said before in my indicator video, which I'll put a link to, you can go check it out. I'm keeping an eye on this point because this was the source of the causal shift. I can get rid of these now because these won't be applicable anymore. And I'm going to be keeping my eye on the indicator, which has been doing really not much. Like this was the most noticeable one that I could see. I think I took along from that. We have just been in neutral information for a long time. That doesn't mean we can't get any information from it. We just have to remember where we are, which is this point, which led to this, which also led to very, very important shift in the stock market's sentiment. Um, could base out around here. I mean, this is looking like something, but while the demand is in effect, we gotta respect the demand that's taking place here. 45-minute looks good, and as I said earlier, the 6 hour um, showed very nice signs here. Could dance around in here for a while, but we'll see. We'll see how it develops. Um, in accordance, something that I actually didn't mention in the indicator video is um, I use, this is obviously Japanese yen to US dollar, right? Um, I also use the DXY in a way that's kind of reinforces the idea of money flowing from dollar into yen, right? Obviously, money, the yen can move up in comparison to the dollar, but there's other influences that affect that, and um, I I look at the DXY as well. If the DXY has come up to a nice supply area, which it's playing with at the moment, and as the yen is moving up and giving the nice indicator signals, and the DXY is legitimately selling and looking like it's actually selling, that would add a bit more conviction to my understanding of the environment in the NQ and other assets. Speaking of other assets, gold seems to really love those swipes. I'm guessing there's a lot of people leveraged trading this, and it's making some ripe um, opportunities for just very big liquidity grabs. But yeah, gold is just grinding up, recovering this, you know, most likely coming for this, really. Um, I don't really use gold. I kind of look at it, I half look at it for context, but it's not it's not my favorite thing to use for confluence. Anyway, yep. We're in a RTH gap. Actually, we're in a couple. Um, so we have this big one. Um, wait, are we in a couple? Yeah, we're in an area that there were many, actually. What we do with this gap, I don't know. Where we gap to, obviously, I don't know. Um, it's a bit of a strange area to be in for a gap. Um, and actually, what I can do is just move this up to here because this is what we have to play with. So if we go back to the normal trading hours, I mean, we could just, yeah, we could. Wow, okay, that lines right up with my level. So if we get a reaction from here, cool, that could be it. Um, we'll have to see. Obviously, we could get a wick up to here, like 25K would make sense. Again, I mean, obviously they could just do some crazy wick stuff to this 12-hour point. Like it's possible I would just be not trading around this zone. It's probably going to be US anyway if that happens, but I could see them like create like a kind of megaphone here. Um, like I mean, it is a bit of a crazy megaphone, isn't it? I mean, yeah, we could see them just really get into this range. But for now, it looks like lower is desired, so I'm gonna play that bias. I have been. Well, my day's over. Um, yeah. Okay, that's what I see. I hope this helps. Um, yeah, check out my video on the yen indicator if you'd like to learn how that works. It has been helping. It's been helping a lot. Takes some getting used to, developing a bit of an intuition for it, and not an intuition as in guessing, like an intuition as in kind of following what I said in the video and seeing that play out and how that interacts with the market that you're trading. As I said, I only use it with NQ, so I can't vouch for it in other markets, but um, it's definitely been helping me. So yeah, that's it. All right, peace, guys. Happy trading, and I'll see you soon.